Welcome, guys, to a bonus episode of Rich and Rich FC. We're going to be covering Champions League action from midweek. Rich, how do you think these games went this weekend and this week?
That's some pretty interesting games. Very interesting results, and most of them were competitive. I think more competitive than some of these top teams thought, especially the ones that were playing those little teams. So definitely exciting games.
Yeah, Napoli took on Frankfurt. They couldn't win. Conte is furious. Arsenal took Slavia Prague, easy peasy 3-0. Olympiacos PSV, they tied 1-1. Bordeaux lost to Monaco 1-0. Spurs took out Copenhagen 4-0. Atletico won against USG 3-1. Juventus couldn't beat Sporting, so they ended up tying 1-1. Spalletti's first game in the Champions League, 1-1. The big game,
The big,
PSG Bayern.
yes.
PSG Bayern. Now,
Mm.
PSG lost 2-1. Goals from Diaz, two goals from Diaz, one from Neves. Diaz getting a red card. How did you see that game in general?
Yeah, so obviously like with these games, you like for everybody to be healthy, all the top players, so you can fully, come to a conclusion on which team is better. So, with that being said, obviously, lots of injuries, so it's hard to say this team is better or not. But they're still competitive. Obviously, DS got off to a hot start, 2 goals. Dembele came off injured.
Yes, he scored before he got off.
And then who else? Even Dory is not playing at the moment. So PSG definitely has a lot of issues moving forward. And then, Hakimi got injured because of US. But overall, I think, they did well. They did well. Bayern did well, especially being down a man for so long. So I expected PSG to, come back and at least tie the game. But obviously, Bayern has gotten off to a good start overall in their league, and then in Champions League, they're number one at the moment. So all the props to Bayern.
Yeah. Dembele came on. Dembele started the game, scored a goal, but had to get off due to an injury. VAR did not help him, but hey, it is what it is. Do you
Yeah.
think these tactics by Enrique coaching from the stands and all these things are kind of making the
It,
team lose something on the touchline or on the field?
it's giving Pep vibes, like doing stuff that's not necessary.
No, Pep is not that crazy to do that.
It's something I can see Pep doing. That's what I mean by it. It's like doing stuff out of nowhere that to normal people doesn't make sense. So I mean, he won last year, so he has enough credentials to basically, let's say, do what he wants this year since he won last year. So that's what I'll say about that.
Okay. Now, the next game was Liverpool taking on Real Madrid, taking on your boys
Yes.
at Anfield, and Liverpool won from a
Yeah.
one goal, solo goal from McAllister.
Yeah. A very good game from Liverpool overall. I think they applied a lot of pressure on Madrid. And, the star players from Madrid didn't really show up. So that was the biggest difference. I mean, with Madrid, you expect their four players to, cause a lot of chaos. And in this game, Courtois could have been like the player of the match. Obviously, had some
He
picks,
was. He was man
um,
of the match.
but that's why he's like the best, one of the best goalkeepers in the world. But obviously, Mbappe and Vinicius didn't really weren't able to get into the game. To be honest, it looked like Bradley, was holding Vinicius down, and Mbappe was trying to find his way around, but never really could. get into the game. Bellingham didn't do so well, and Arda Güler had like a really one of his worst games, to be honest, this year. But overall, with the midfield from Liverpool, they were able to kind of control the game and kind of press Madrid as well. And the defenders, this Careces and Dean Huijsen, too, yeah, like a bad game. So defensively, more, it's a tough game anyways. If you think about it, any away match against one of those top teams is always going to be difficult. And Liverpool did what they were supposed to do.
All right. Now, looking at the tactics that Alonso employed or deployed, do you think having Camavinga further up instead of an actual attacking player kind of hindered the squad going for it against Liverpool? Or is that something he still has to figure out? Because
No, no, it
in
worked.
my mind, I'm thinking I'm going against a very offensive Liverpool.
Mhm.
I would want to have actual wingers or actual attacking players on the wings. So why can't he put Kamavinga a right back, put Fede up front, and he can kind of drop back and kind of help defensively instead of having him in the back, having Kamavinga further forward, and then, you know, making the offensive game all on Vinny and Mbappe's side on the left.
Yeah, that's a good point. You kind of so I think with that little tweak is basically just to balance the team out. And it kind of gives also a platform for Vinny and Mbappe to do their thing. So it's more of like a focus offensively on that left-handed side, and then defensively they can kind of like rotate to cover and then just balance everything out. So it's him trying to balance basically the team. So it's not really an offensive formation, let's say, team-wise, but offensively, it allows Vinny and Mbappe more freedom. So if those two guys don't play too good, then that's where the problem comes. So it worked in the Barcelona game. Obviously, it didn't work in the Liverpool game. But that same formation did win them the Clasico. So it makes sense if you think about it, balancing everything out because Vinny doesn't usually track back, but doesn't want to track back. So by Wenger playing that side, you kind of just like balance the team out.
Okay, but looking at formation, right? The formation was 4-1-4-1, right? Chouameni as the holding midfielder, and
Yeah.
then the four Vinny, Jude, Goulet, and Camavinga, right? City played the same formation. They had that holding midfielder in Nico Gonzalez, but then they had actual wingers in Savinho and Doku. And you could see the difference in or the threat they pose to your opponents, right? Madrid did not have that.
So that formation isn't for the right winger to pose a threat. It's
No,
for
but
balance the midfield out. So Tchouaméni can lean more towards that left-handed side. So he doesn't worry too much about the right-handed side. So that's all it is. It just allows Vinny the opportunity to basically stay more up and then Mbappe to just do his thing as well. It's not really about attacking necessarily because all the attack is focused on one side. So they're not looking to attack on the right side. And it's just a balance thing in regards to, keeping the game tighter. So maybe that's why the scoreline isn't so high, or that's how maybe they're not getting so many opportunities because they're emphasizing more defense on one side, basically.
yeah, but I think that's very amateur though, because
That's
it,
it didn't work in the classical.
yes, but that was that wasn't a strong Barca side. Plus, plus that Barca side was has a lot of flaws in itself with that high line and
Defensively, but offensively, they're very good.
yes, but they didn't have the ball to go on offense in the first place.
Yeah, so each game is different, right? And sometimes one formation will work for one game and it doesn't work for another game. But the idea behind it is just more balance, basically. And not all formations will work. I think I've only seen them use that formation recently. So, and it's Sabi is still a new coach with the team. So these are all things he's trying and figuring out. And I think the idea behind it is basically A, we're gonna neutralize one side, and B, we're gonna attack on one side, and we're gonna attack heavy with our best players, our best attacking players. But to be honest, the players themselves did not show up. So we can't really fault the formation because the players like Vinny and Mbappe weren't that great.
Yeah. Yeah, they weren't.
Yeah,
I think,
with Vinny, it was like his one-on-one matchups. He couldn't get around Bradley, so that's not really a coaching thing. It's like your specialty is to get around these players.
yeah.
So
But
and
I feel
this,
like this game, what Alonso should have done, either if you want to play the plays that you have, put Bellingham on the left, on the right, so that you can have an outlet or someone that you can switch the ball to when Vinny isn't working. In this case, Vinny's tactic of going after Bradley wasn't working. Switch it to the other side to Robo. If you have a Jude or a Rodrigo or a Valverde, they can drive at him. He's older, not saying that he's weaker, but he's older, so he can keep up with the young guys. They have pace to burn. He can keep up. So
yeah,
I think that was a mistake that he did in his tactics, that going after the young kid was kind of something that he wanted to do, but it seems like it backfired on him.
yeah. I mean, watching the game, I just think the players didn't play that well. The team didn't play well. From the defense, Dean Hoyson didn't play well. There's like a lot of the players didn't play. Other Goulet didn't play well. So the formation can only work if the players are playing well. And honestly, it's an away game. Liverpool had a lot of chances. Real Madrid had barely a couple of chances. So maybe one chance Drew created. So it's just one of those games where the players didn't come to play, to be honest, from what I'm looking at.
Okay. Okay. Hopefully he learns from that and then kind of does the right thing for the team to succeed instead of listening to the players and where they want to play, because I feel like that's what's happening. Vinny wants to play on the left, you put him on the left. Rodrigo wants to play on the left, he cannot play on the left, so you put him on the bench. Instead of sticking him where he you think he's most productive and then play him that way.
Yeah, the thing with Sabi, I think he's kind of causing a little bit of issue with the players because he was benching and moving players around, and even Vinny wasn't happy with him. Uh, I know Rodrigo's not happy with him, but the thing is, only so many people can play. To be honest, even Valverde is playing out of position.
Right?
Uh, so it's just one of those things where you're managing a team, you got to figure it out. And to be honest, so far, his first year is doing well. They're in first place in the league, and they're in a good spot in Champions League. You lost to Liverpool, no shame in that. So,
But let's look at the whole squad of Madrid, right?
mhm.
Do you think that team he put out there is the best team that he can select?
Well, for his tactics, for the
No,
tactics,
no, not for his tactics. If you want Madrid to succeed, right? Do you think those players
it's
he
not
put
about,
out?
it's not just about Madrid succeeding. I think he's trying new tactics. He's moving things around. He's playing with the players, trying to see like, what works best. So it's still, he's trying new things. Like I said, it worked in the Barca game. It didn't work in this game. He could like fine tweak it or tweak it a little bit, depending on the opponent, right? So I just see him like if we're playing against like uh Karabakh, okay, Rodrigo, Vinny, we're not worried about so much the balance because the midfield two in the midfield should do well. Against the bigger teams, maybe you want to have three in the midfield or even four and have Camavinga. He likes Camavinga, obviously. And Camavinga is very one of those talented players who actually haven't lived up to their hype when they first got him. Obviously, you see the talent is there, but he hasn't actually lived up to his hype either. But obviously, Alonso likes him because he's tweaking the formation for him, and they're moving Valverde to play the right back position. So I don't know how they even going to deal with that because Trent is back. So Valverde will leave that right back position. So who comes in, who goes out? These are, the headaches when you're at a big club as well, how you're managing all these players, because somebody's not going to be happy.
Okay. All right. Now, uh, the next game, but before that, I want to give a big shout out to Osimhen for having scoring a hat trick against Ajax in the
In the
Champions League.
in the second
So,
quarter, imagine if you bet 2.5 and halftime is 0-0,
yeah,
and this guy just scores 3 goals.
yeah,
Wouldn't you just be happy?
very happy.
Uh,
So, big shout out to Osimhen for scoring a
and
hat trick in the
one of
Champions
those players, too, I don't
League
know
against
why.
Ajax.
How can Chelsea and these teams be buying all these players and not just buy this guy? This guy's a goal scoring machine. Other than Haaland and who else? Other than Haaland, who's better?
Lewandowski, Kane.
Oh, Lewandowski's bad this year. Doesn't even start for Barca. They are starting for us.
He's older now. He can start, but
Kane, other than Kane and Haaland, I don't see anybody on the level of Osimhen. He's just the guy loves to score goals.
there has to be something in the background that we don't know or we don't see that clubs don't want. So,
The only thing I can think about is the salary, but if he's scoring this amount of goals, he won the Scudetto in Italy pretty much. He
yeah,
won it. So Napoli, nobody thought could win anything. So
yeah. But now they have a big lookout and big Harlan. So, I think
give
it's
that guy a month, a factory reset.
yeah. Now the other game I want us to discuss, and this is an interesting one,
The cheating team.
Club Brugge versus Barcelona.
Yes.
How did Barcelona concede 3 goals or allow Club Brugge to do that to that? Like it's unthinkable.
It's the high line. And they're using players that don't know how to play the high line.
And
Yeah.
the player that was giving them the most issue was a reject, quote unquote reject from the Premier League.
Yes. Because of the speed and the high line. Once again, it's just tactics. And also, the player was on form that day. But that high line, Aroha and what's that, Eric Garcia, those are not the two people you want to be playing a high line.
Mm.
And they keep doing this, and they keep getting the same punishments. And they should have lost. But, VAR is always helping Barca. Or Barca is helping VAR, one of the two. But it's a high line thing, man. That's all it is. If you have a fast player, just kick it and let him go do his thing.
I do not want to imagine what Haaland would do to this Barca high line.
But they'll play better and they'll have better players playing if they play like the bigger teams, to be honest.
It doesn't, I feel like it doesn't matter.
Eh, eh.
Because looking at, I
To be
was
honest,
watching that game and
yeah,
the way Forbes was just running in behind every time, it was ridiculous. And he's not even a top player. He was looking like a top player. Like,
yeah,
never seen this guy before, or you don't know anything about soccer, and you just watch that game, you would think he's the
that's
best.
fine. Yeah. I agree. Obviously I've heard of him before, but I didn't know he was this good till I watched him.
Exactly. He's not even that good.
Yeah, it's interesting though.
Like this season, he has 4 goals, 4 assists. And
Yes.
4 goals, 2 of them, actually, he has 4 goals last season. 4 goals, 4 assists last season, right?
Yeah.
This season, how many goals does he have? Five,
He's come up. He's
five
come up.
assists, and 3 in the Champions League, 2 against Barca.
Yes, he's come up. He's gonna get a payday, don't worry, because of that
So,
sport.
and he
No,
played for Wolves.
Barca
So,
too, a lot of injured players, and the strength of their team is their midfield, obviously. And when they're able to press, obviously defensively, everybody knows sometimes they can have bad games, and that was one of the worst games. But this is the second time that they've had a game like that. Sevilla beat them and scored like four goals on them. So it's not the same Barca, and they were their midfield without Pedri also suffers. So, but obviously they got lucky and got a draw. Offensively, they're gonna score goals, but defensively, they're gonna leak goals. So that's where Barca
yeah.
and the high line. I don't think they're gonna change it because they've been doing it since last year.
And
Same thing that allowed Inter to beat them.
yeah. And now I feel like because of that high line, Madrid doesn't have to try that hard this season. Madrid can drop points in a weird game and still be
Mhm.
fine because Barca, because of this high line, will drop points
Yeah,
regardless.
yeah,
You'll win their games that need to win, they win. But those tricky games that can kind of determine their title push,
yes,
they can lose it because of the high line. And
yeah.
it's the Sevilla game.
Okay, yeah, I agree with that. I think also. Even the Spanish league, no team has repeated. Usually one team wins, the other team comes back. So I don't know if that's I don't know what's up with that, but I don't think Barca's in the race for that this year. And right now they're relying on even Rashford. Rashford is a star there, so that says a lot about what's going on at Barca. Seems like Rafinha, there's a lot of injury. Rafinha hasn't even started this season. Lewandowski doesn't seem like he's number one anymore. Torres has been doing all right, and then Lamar has been talking and getting injured. So maybe a little bit less talking and humility. Sometimes you think you're the best team, but after one season or 2 seasons, but you have to be careful because now all the teams even are looking at you like, hey, this boy is talking too much. Got to
Yeah.
respect you.
And the last game that I want us to highlight is Man City versus Dortmund.
Yeah, don't man.
Foden, Foden took it to them.
Yes.
Foden took it to them. Haaland scoring, Turkey stepping up. They have
Yes.
Liverpool at the weekend.
Hmm.
Now, they considered a goal, which that means they couldn't keep a clean sheet. Is that something that they should be worrying about heading into the weekend? Because if they can keep a clean sheet, then it's gonna kind of make them have to work harder.
I mean, they're not a defensive team, to be honest. So the strength lies in attacking. So I don't think you're gonna keep a clean sheet against Liverpool. So
Hmm.
it's those games where the star players have to show up. So whoever's the star player, they gotta show up and perform, and we'll see who's some of the better players in the league.
Okay,
But, we have Gakpo has had a good season. Ekitike is doing good. Salah, he can show up anytime. But shout out to also Superstar. He's having a phenomenal season. I
yeah,
thought they brought words to kind of get rid of him. And this guy's like, hell no. you
that's
got
true.
you gotta find a position for me. I'm not going anywhere. And he's scoring and assisting, pressing, doing everything pretty much. So that can only make the team more competitive and better because if your words, you gotta work 10 times harder now. It's not the Bundesliga.
I mean, I think with him, it's gonna take some adjusting. Uh,
And then shout out to him too, because he should have had an assist, man. He played a wonderful ball to Szoboszlai. It
Yeah.
was a Courtois.
And I mean, Courtois was magnificent on the day, right?
Mm.
But looking at Verts, he
He had a good
how,
game.
how do I even say this? He puts himself in a lot of good positions, right? He
Yeah.
keeps a lot of nice balls, but they are
Mhm.
not finishing those chances. Like,
Yeah.
um, I don't know if it was the Villa or a different team. He gave a very nice pass to Gakpo. He squared it to Gakpo. Gakpo skied it. Gave Salah a ball. It is right the goalie. So he's given playing a lot of those nice passes that can turn into assists.
Yeah.
The players are not finishing
And
them off. So I feel like if he was playing with a Holland or someone that's more very clinical,
uh,
he would have really got his numbers up.
yeah, he'll get his numbers up. Even the last game, he had like a wonderful pass, and he had a good game overall. As long as you're having a good game, and it's not like you're missing. That's the most important thing, and he's showing up. So I like him. It's only a matter of time.
And imagine, and this is funny. He's not even playing with Nunes. Imagine if he was playing with Nunes.
Hey, don't right.
Imagine if Verts was playing with Nunes, he's never gonna get an
But
assist.
you know the thing with Nunes is he'll score incredible goals and miss easy
Yeah,
goals.
yeah.
And then and when you
But
don't need them, he'll show up. When you need them, forget.
yeah, but he's gone now. Ekitike is here, banging goals. So hopefully Ekitike scores, Haaland scores, 1-1.
Okay.
Who'll be the happiest out of all of them?
Arsenal.
Exactly. But let's hope we have a winner to keep pushing Arsenal because whoever wins
With
gonna be challenging Arsenal.
they have a 6 point gap.
Yeah, and Arsenal, if City wins, they close the gap, right? Liverpool wins, they close the gap. But I feel like if City wins, it's better because they have to play Arsenal twice.
Okay, they haven't played Arsenal.
That difference, what?
They played them once, so they'll play them once again.
Oh, yeah. So at this point, doesn't matter. Either City or Liverpool, they start to play Arsenal again. But hopefully we get a winner to keep pushing Arsenal.
I think Arsenal has played the bigger teams. They played United, they
And
played
they get to play Chelsea.
and they played City.
Yeah, I think they get to play Chelsea.
Yeah, so I mean they've already kind of gone through they've
Most of
gone
the teams, I think they also yet to play Spurs.
come
Uh,
nobody's worried about Spurs.
hold on. Let me see where Arsenal is at. Think they have to play. So they play Spurs after international break. Then they go to Bayern. And after Bayern, they play Chelsea. So they have
Yeah.
Sunderland, Spurs, Bayern, Chelsea.
Okay. Well, these couple games will give us a good, idea of where they're at. Obviously, we think they're number one, but if they're able to get through these games,
Then definitely gone. But
yeah.
well, thank you guys. That's all we have for this bonus content. Hope you like, comment, and subscribe.